So Paul, soon to be full-time commentator, according to Mike Perry. What's just your thoughts on the stare down? We don't usually get to talk to you, right after. They don't set it up this way all the time.
I think it's more intimidating when a guy comes out and just stares you down and doesn't say anything. I knew he was going to say something, It's easy to do, man. It's easy to come out and say, "Oh, I'm going to make you a full-time commentator." How many champions are full-time or are commentators on the side and do all this kind of stuff? There's a reason that we're doing what we're doing, and the reason we get picked to talk about these fights and be center stage for the UFC. It's not because I just talk good. It's because I get in there and I throw down and I fight good as well. So he can say all that nonsense and talk about size advantage and all that. It doesn't matter, man. At the end of the day, I am so pumped and excited to get back in that octagon and punch somebody in the face and elbow somebody in the face on Saturday night. It's been since December. I was on a winning streak, and now I've been kind of just pent up for the last like 5-6 months just waiting for a fight. So it's good. I'm ready.
You briefly mentioned the size advantage there. I mean, looking up there, you almost look like the bigger guy. I mean, it's kind of shocking right now looking at you to think that you make 155 or have your entire career. How do you feel right now? Do you feel like you're, especially seeing him, you're pretty comfortable in this division?
Yeah, well, when I reached out to my manager when Yancy fell off, first of all, I know that welterweight is a division that I could fight in based on my size. I know that's something that I could do regardless of who it was. But I knew that Mike, I'm not saying he's not strong or talented in that division, but I know that he's not the biggest guy. He's not the Darren Till of the organization, you know what I mean? Or the Kamaru Usman, who's just like thick and shredded out of their mind. He's strong, and he just doesn't want to cut to 55. I mean, or 65, which is probably where Mike belongs too, is maybe a 5-pound difference down from here. So when that opened up, I talked to Brian. I'm like, this fight's perfect. He's not a massive 170. That won't be the issue, you know what I mean? So it was a good opportunity for me to dip my toes in the welterweight division.
Yeah, and I mean, right now, this feels like making the best out of a bad situation with you losing your fight against James, all that kind of stuff. But it's been kind of a rough week for your team. I know Brian's here. Max, what happened with 223 and everything. Is it hard to, sum up what you guys have gone through collectively over these past few months?
Yeah, well, we were talking on the bus ride over here. I'm like, man, this kind of sucks. It's something really terrible for, amongst the same management team and somebody I like in Max. It sucks to see him go through that, and then at the same time, it's like, out of all this craziness, now I'm one of the main fights on this pay-per-view, and I was supposed to be fighting next week in Boise. It's just like, it's been a whirlwind. I just take it as it comes, and it's the same UFC gloves, it's the same canvas, it's the same camera crew that's going to be standing above us when I'm punching him in the face versus whether I was in Boise, Vegas, doesn't matter where. At the end of the day, it's a fist fight. And that's what I'm looking forward to most.
Is it hard to stay grounded through all of that, or you seem like you have a pretty good head on your shoulders, so maybe not so much for you?
Oh, man, I got a good team behind me. My family back home, everybody's can't wait for me to go in there and just put on a show. I just want to fight. I just want to fight, and I want to get home to my daughter and take her on vacation. It's been a long time coming. I lost another family member during this one to cancer, thinking a lot about my dad recently, and so just all this BS that this dude is just, I'm taking all that and putting it right on Mike Perry's face, and I can't wait till Saturday night. Couldn't be a better guy for me to get back in that octagon than a fucking clown like him.
Well, I'm sorry for your loss, first of all, and based off that, you have the record for the most knockout wins by elbow in UFC history. He landed a massive elbow against Jake Ellenberger. Are the elbows going to be a huge factor in this fight?
Well, you're damn right they're going to be in there. Yeah, of course. There's not a fight that I'm ever going to be in where that's not in the game plan. That's me. That's who I am as a fighter. It's who I've always been. When I get in close, we get dirty, man. We throw elbows, we throw knees. There's no pads on these. This is all open. You throw too many of these, you break your hands, you do all that. When I'm in close, I'm looking for the elbows.